voted with 123 votes and supports 3 countries, the United States, Argentina, and Israel, voted against it, while 52 nations abstained from the vote. The United States described the African Union Reparatory Justice Resolution as highly problematic. The US acknowledged the historical wrongs of slavery but said it could not support the motion, citing uncertainty over who the intended recipients of reparatory justice would be. Speaking during the plenary session, the US representative stated, "While we recognize the wrongs of the past, we are unclear on who the beneficiaries of reparatory justice will be and therefore cannot support the resolution at this time." The adoption of Mohammed's motion is being hailed as a milestone in global efforts to comfort the legacies of the transatlantic slave trade and signals growing international recognitions of the need for justice, remembrance, and reparative measures.
Away from the UN General Assembly, with the motion accepted by the nations, Parliament has passed the Value for Money Bill 2026, paving the way for establishment of Value for Money Office, a specialized institution tasked with enhancing efficiency, transparency, and accountability in public expenditure and procurement.
Finance Minister Dr. Kizo Latofosi presented the bill in February, describing it as a decisive move to tackle chronic inefficiencies in Ghana's public financial management system. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, Dr. Fosin said the legislation targets persistent challenges such as inflated contracts, abandoned projects, cost overruns, and wasteful public spending. The bill institutionalizes a comprehensive value of money framework to ensure that every cedi spent by the government delivers maximum benefits to citizens in terms of economy, effectiveness, efficiency, equality, and sustainability, he stated. Its responsibilities will include conducting value for money assessments, ensuring or issuing mandate value for money certificates before major contracts are awarded, monitoring compliance, and enforcing sanctions against violations.
Government's planned SIM re-registration exercise has been positioned as a key tool to strengthen digital learning by improving how financial institutions assess borrower credit worthiness.
Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samnate George, says the initiative will enable lenders to rely on more accurate data to enhance credit risk assessment within Ghana's expanding digital finance ecosystem. According to the minister, the policy is designed to improve data integrity, reduce default risks, and promote confidence in digital lending platforms. This is one of the key goals of our SIM registration exercise. It will allow digital lenders who are offering critical credits to SMEs to see and appreciate the creditworthiness of their customers. That is why you must all take part of the SIM registration exercise. The minister made the remarks at the press launch of the 2023 ICE Africa Summit held at the Bank of Ghana, where he underscored the importance of integrating SIM registration data into formal credit assessment frameworks. This move is expected to address long-standing challenges around limited borrower information, which has constrained the growth of digital credit and heightened risk exposure for lenders. Sam George urged that linking SIM registration data with credit profiling system will help promote responsible lending practice while expanding access to finance, particularly for the unserved. The rise of interbureau payment systems, increased mobile money penetration, the growth of digital lending and saving platforms call for stronger collaboration among regulators and investors.
Now, away from the SIM re-registration, let's go to the business desk, where the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, has allayed the fears of looming tomato shortage following the export ban by Burkina Faso.
Addressing journalists in Accra on Wednesday, March 25, Mr. Opoku assured the public that adequate measures are in place to meet national demand. This issue of shortage is not going to happen anywhere. We are putting in adequate measures to ensure we produce above national demand. I want to assure the public that the situation is not alarming, he said. He noted that under the Feed Ghana initiative launched in 2025, the ministry identified 81 communities and supported them to cultivate about 1,000 acres of tomatoes. According to him, production is expected to expand significantly this year.
So we are doing two things to be able to resolve the situation. The first one is to get the variety that can do so well under our ecology or under the different ecologies that we have. And to be able to deal with this, we invited WACI of Legon, and they have agreed to coordinate all the other research agencies to produce for us that variety that can give us the yield that we are looking at. And so the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has agreed with WACI to do the coordination. And the assurance is that within the few months ahead of us, they will be able to get us the seed variety that will be able to give us the output that we want to see. In fact, we estimated that if nothing at all, we can get about 15 metric tons per hectare when all the other factors are in place. Then, regarding post-harvest losses, you know, when we assumed office, we launched the Vegetable Development Project. This project was launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, some months ago. It was launched in the Ahafo region. And this project is anchored on three specific pillars. The first one is the seed, getting the farmers the right seed with all the other inputs, the fertilizers and other things. And then the second one is irrigation, that will provide irrigation infrastructure to ensure all year-round production. And the last one is the marketing, where we can bring the buyers to the farmers on the farm in order to minimize the post-harvest losses. We launched the program in the Ahafo region, and in that area, we are doing 60 hectares of land under irrigation, and we have asked the farmers to form clusters. We are giving them the seed, we are giving them the fertilizer, technical advice, and indeed, we are producing 60 hectares of land in that area. From that place, we went to Fetenta in the Brekum West district, Brekum West. That area too, we are doing 60 hectares. We are draining the boreholes, we are mechanizing them, we are pumping water to the field to ensure all year-round production. And this year, we are ready to move to Tiobodom. Procurement processes are almost complete, and very soon we'll get the contractors to move to site. In the 5 northern regions, we are drilling 250 boreholes, 250 boreholes to provide irrigation for the production of vegetables.
Now on to the international front, where Iran rejects a U.S. peace plan as excessive and issued 5 conditions to end the war, an Iranian official tells the media.
The list of conditions laid out by the official includes a conclusion to the war across all fronts and payments of reparations. Iran had earlier received a 15-point proposal from the U.S., according to reports from Pakistan, which is acting as an intermediary. The U.S. plan, which has not been made public, reportedly includes Iran dismantling its nuclear facilities in exchange for the lifting of sanctions. An Israeli minister told the BBC the proposal is beautiful on paper, but Iran is probably unlikely to agree to it. Meanwhile, the Pentagon confirms the deployment of some U.S. ground troops to the Middle East, but doesn't specify where.
So that's how we end this morning's news, while we move straight away to the weather center, bringing the weather and its updates. Please don't go away. So welcome back. Now we move straight to the Weather Center, brought to you in association with Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET. And on the weather for this morning, is going to be a bit of early this morning. Patches of mist are expected over a few areas within the forest and mountainous regions. Most areas will, however, be partly cloudy in the morning and will gradually become sunny across all sectors of the country. There is a slight chances of localized thunderstorms with or without rain over a few areas in the north later in the day. Meanwhile, the extreme northern portions will continue to experience slight hazy throughout the forecast period. Now, the temperature table for this morning, the coast will experience a minimum of 26 degrees, maximum 33. Forest 24 degrees is expected, a maximum of 24 degree, maximum of 34. Transition, a minimum of 24, a maximum of 37 degrees. The northern sector, 26 degrees minimum, maximum 42 degrees. So that's the weather update. If there are foreseen changes, we'll come back to you. And that's how we wrap up this morning's weather update. But before we take leave of you, let's take a second look at the stories making headlines.
UN passes Mahama's slave trade reparations motion. In business, no tomato shortage expected, Eric Opoku assures. And on the international front, US very close to meeting main goals in Iran, White House says as Tehran rejects peace plan.
The news came to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate and Nungwa Adogon, and also live on our social media handles on MBN 360. For more news, log on to MBN 360. My name is El Samuels. We bring in our scripture reading and other lineup for this morning. Good morning.